Hey guys, good day and welcome to another episode of our weekly Murphex Traders weekly currency. Sorry for not actually uploading the video from last week. This was due to some technical issues we were having due to what happened in Nigeria. We had no power, and I made the video and there was no lights to record. There was no place to get fuel. So to get fuel from any filling station, so we had to suffer blackout for that period. So when it was Monday already, the video had already played out. If it had not actually triggered, I would have uploaded the video on Monday. But since it triggered, I had to, push it on to this week. But from last week, this was actually what we analyzed, and this was USD. The buy stop triggered, and initially it didn't pull to the full 65 pips, but it did deliver 37 pips, and then later on again it delivered about 202 pips. So the results from USD card was very friendly, and then for Euro AUD the analysis had already deleted it because I think I didn't even remember how to do that, because I think I closed my MT4 app and most of my tools and my setups disappeared, so I didn't even bother setting it up again. So without wasting much of your time, I would like you guys to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the video, drop a comment, tell us how we're doing, tell us ways in which we're maybe lagging or something, then we can actually fix it. So this week we're going to be analyzing two pairs, which is the USDJPY and USDZAR. Now, there are things I'm going to say in this video that will be very helpful in trading pairs like the USDZAR, which is the South African rand. Those are exotic pairs, are mostly pairs with countries that are developing or developing countries against developed countries. So when you're trading them, little movement actually tends to consume more profit. So it is always very advisable to trade them with very little. Let's say if you use 0.05 lot size initially, you will have to adjust to 0.2 or 0.3, 0.03 or 0.02 lot size, in order for you not to risk expose yourself to too much risk. So you have to learn risk management. It is very important. Your risk appetite matters. You have to know how to control your risk appetite so you don't actually get exposed to excessive risk. I know people differ. There are people that are willing to take large risk. There are people that might not be used to large risk. So large people that are exposed to large risks are mostly scalpers, and they're just in the market to hit and run. They don't really have time to set stop loss. So when they take what they want to take, they go. So with that being said, this week now we're going to be looking at these two pairs, which is the USDJPY and the USDZAR. So we're starting with the USDJPY. So let's look at what USDJPY is, how USDJPY will be performing over the past few months. So this is Uh, this is last year, November, December. This happened during February and March. This movement says about 1,085 pips. So and it went back up again. So far the market has been on a downward trend, and there are patterns that have been repeated. Say this we go. It has been making lower lows, goes up. So you see, you've seen it. Good. So repeated lower lows. So now this will happen and probably shoot down here before maybe making an upward shift. So where our trade will be placed this week will be, this will be our take profit point. This will be our take profit point. So we're going to remove this. Good. Now this support region, this is support and resistance region. We'll place it here, and we will have this point here below the support point. We'll take it up a bit. So this, let me just place it here. This becomes our take profit point. This will be our stop loss. So we are risking 10 pips. For how many pips? 50, 60 pips. But we could also cut it short. If we need something a bit more realizable at first, this TP. This TP 1, this TP 2. So those are the two, and then you have TP 3. Sorry, no, pardon me, this is our stop loss. Stop loss. So this is going to be our buy, stop, entry points. Our buy stop entry, which is 104.829. So 104.829 would give us what we want here. So 104.829 is our entry point. Now, I think that should be it. We're not going to place a sell trade because in the past, at this point, it goes up and up below. So we're going to place our buy stop here, and it triggers all the way up to the take profit point. And then if things may actually go as planned and break this point, which I feel it's impossible, but nothing is impossible in the market. The market could actually surprise you. We see take profit 3, and like I always say, how this works is when your profit gets to this point, you remove your stop loss from here and protect your profit. If it breaks this point, you move your stop loss to this point. Your stop loss becomes a take profit 1. As it keeps growing, your stop loss becomes a take profit 2. So it means it is impossible for you to actually incur a loss. It is impossible for you to actually make a loss when your stop loss goes above your buy stop level or your buy trade when it triggers. So that's it for USDJPY. Now for USDZAR. Now I have already done I've already carried out some movement here. You can see the lower lows, rather the movements in the chart here and the patterns it has created. So we're looking for a buy signal or a sell signal. So from this analysis here, what we have here is what can you find out, my son? So here we're going to place two things here. Let me change the color. Let's change the color to green. Oh, no. Let's use blue. How will it? Okay, not really acceptable. Doesn't really look nice. So let's say we do purple. Good. Still the same. Still the same. Let's try green. Green. Good. So this should be our buy stop entry. One 16.35 for hold on, this is okay. So now what happens here is it consolidates here and gets the point it is supposed to. So our sell stop entry. Good. That's our sell stop entry. So we check this. Yeah, that's too much. Alright, so this becomes our stop loss. It's about oh, that's a lot. Okay, try not to risk too much. So this is why I said you should control your pips. So you see here, this is about 262 pips, and this is about 272 pips. So you see why every little movement tends to take a lot away from you. So this tends to take a lot away from you. So we put this here. We do this here. So yeah. So this is our take profit point. TP points. And this is our take profit point for our sell trade. So the sell entry is 16,136.17 and the buy entry is 16,297.91, and then the take profit is this, and then our stop loss for the buy trade will be SL. Nah, that doesn't work. SL good. Let's see this. Good. So these are our stop loss points for the buy trade, which is, you can see the price is here. If you are having difficulties spotting the, let me delete this, delete. So we cannot really clear. Good. So if the buy trade goes 779 pips, wow. So you have to really control it if possible. So our advice, you don't even use half, like you have to use 1/3 of your irregular lot size. If you use one, then you can actually go below one, so you can actually still maintain one. Or I would even advise, if you have an account size of below 1,000 below, it's advisable to actually use 0.01 lot size, so you don't actually end up risking too much and exposing yourself to excessive risk. And then after that is done, you place your trade, and yeah, that's basically it. So guys, that's all for this week, and we hope we come back next week smiling on these trades that we've analyzed so far, and it won't actually be like last week's trade when we actually missed that peak movement from USD card. So guys, thank you for actually staying on with me for this long. So I want to actually encourage you guys to keep practicing, keep doing some back testing. If you want to develop a strategy, make sure you have to go back, make series of tests to be sure your strategy is on point and it corresponds with a lot of things, and from there you can actually make your conclusions, and from there So from there, you know, build on something. So guys, that's all for USD, ZAR, and USDJPY. So thank you guys, and you know, see you next week. Yeah, see you next week. Bye.